The squirrel was magic!
What's up, everybody? I just realized that chair's on top of another chair. Did you do that?
Yep, it was our ghost.
All right, what's up, everybody? Sorry for the delay. We were having some major issues with the computer for some reason. I'm not the technical guy, so I don't exactly know what was happening, but I know Andrew was spouting off all kinds of obscenities and curse words and shit, so I know something was fucked up. But that was our bad. Our mistake. Brandon, I appreciate you not turning the PlayStation 4 back on and sticking around and waiting it out for us. I knew that I could rely on you. Was messed up because Andrew was on it. It begins.
There we go.
Brandon's already talking shit.
Nothing to do with you, Stanley.
I'm just the good looks of the operation. You're the tech side of it, bro. So what's up, everybody? As always, I am TJ. As always, I'm joined by my my counterpart, my good friend Andrew.
I'm messing with the camera. Maybe they're talking shit.
So yeah. As always, I'm joined by my good friend Andrew. So yeah, let's get into the episode. First off, hold on, let me grab my notes because I forgot what I was going to talk about tonight. Here we go. So first off, I wanted to talk about horror. Oh, I don't know if you noticed like the bright light from my right side, but we have a monitor up so that I can read comments and stuff now instead of having to look at my phone. So that's pretty nice. Oh, okay. But yeah, what I wanted to talk about tonight was the fact that horror once again is taking over the box office, and I think that's it's long overdue and it's well deserved. What I'm talking about is I was searching for things to talk about earlier, and I was searching the internet and trying to look for stuff, and I found something that I found an article or something of A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place is currently sitting at $300 million on a $17 million budget, and that's pretty awesome. I know that I've talked about it before on another episode. Quiet Place is the shit. If you haven't seen Quiet Place, I cannot rave enough about this movie. The movie is so good. Brandon, I know you've seen it, and I know you liked it a lot. But yeah, Quiet Place is such a great movie, and I think I said this before, but it was one of those movies where I was literally, and I know it's cliche, but I was literally on the edge of my seat from the time it started all the way to the end. And the fact that it's shattering the box office right now, considering it's a horror. Not to mention, I mean, another big reason that I really liked it so much is I'm a huge fan of The Office, and John Krasinski is probably my favorite character from The Office. So the fact that he was in it and directed it, I had a feeling I was gonna like it from the beginning anyway. But
I'm just moving you around.
Andrew's fucking with shit. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of you know about Get Out from last year, Jordan Peele's smash hit from last year, Get Out. Cultural horror movie. That one, oh my god, that one destroyed box office numbers. Like, it did way better than anybody thought that it was going to be. I mean, on a $4.5 million budget, and it got, I think, like 200 and almost 300 million, 250 something million, I think. 255, that's what I had. 255 million. And that, for a horror, especially for a horror from somebody like Jordan Peele, who's known as the goofy funny dude from, like, Mad TV. He was on Mad TV, right? Or SNL? Mad TV. Yeah, Mad TV and Key and Peele. I mean, for somebody like him with that background, a comedy background like that, to come out of the gate and has confirmed it. Oh, Brandon just said A Quiet Place has confirmed a sequel too. So, oh yeah, I think Brandon, I think I heard about that. There's a house that Jack built. Chris, I have not seen the trailer for the house that Jack built, but I've heard little rumblings about it, but I haven't seen the trailer for it. But but yeah, Quiet Place. Yeah, I did read that it was confirmed for a sequel, so that's awesome. I can't wait for that one. I just wonder how they're going to do it. I wonder if it'll be, well, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about potential ideas for the sequel because I'm sorry. I was taking a drink earlier and it went down the wrong pipe. So I'm all fucked up. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about possible ideas for a sequel to A Quiet Place because I don't want to give anything away for the first one that people might have, for people that haven't seen it yet. But I just wonder how they're going to do it, Brandon. But yeah, I mean, A Quiet Place is at 300 million, which is awesome, especially for a movie. Because when I went into it, I knew that it was going to be like a kind of a quieter. I mean, it's called A Quiet Place, but there is like almost. Have you seen it? Oh, there's like almost zero dialogue in this movie. Like zero? Yeah, like, I mean, there's altogether talking dialogue. There's maybe, Brandon, would you say maybe 15 or 20 minutes or so? Like, it's crazy. Like, it's such an intense movie for having no dialogue at all. Like, it's just a very suspenseful movie. But yeah, I mean, and again, I mean, somebody like John Krasinski, who comes from The Office and he's doing a lot of action films and stuff now, for him to come out and direct a movie that's as awesome and good as A Quiet Place is, I mean, that is the shit. And another thing, I mean, I know I've talked about It before too. I mean, It was another one that shattered records. I think it had a $35 million budget and it made $700 million, a little over $700 million. And that is fucking nuts. That is insane. And I know that, I'm pretty sure they've confirmed a sequel, and I think they've made, casting, have they made, I think they've made casting announcements. Yeah, I think Bill Hader, which one am I on? I don't even know. I'm just going back and forth. But, I think Bill Hader, Brandon, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Bill Hader is cast in it, and, there was somebody else.
Very little dialogue.
Yeah, Brandon, exactly. Very little dialogue. It's so good. I even ignore the plot holes. It did have, I noticed a few plot holes too in A Quiet Place, Brandon. But I mean, like you said, for very little dialogue, it is such a good movie. Such an intense, suspenseful movie. It's been a long time since I've seen a movie where I was held in that deep of a state of suspense. Like, I mean, I just couldn't, it was such a good movie. I can't wait till it comes out on DVD so I can buy it and watch it again. Plus, I'm curious to see what kind of special features they have on it too, because I'm sure that there's probably some good ones. But yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome that horror is shattering the box office so, like, and doing such a good job in the box office and in theaters nowadays. And then, I mean, especially coming up with what's the new Conjuring movie that's coming out? Well, whatever the next Conjuring movie. I mean, with that one coming out, and I know that one usually gets rave reviews. So many good horror movies from awesome. Oh, that's way better because I'm blind and I can't read the small ones. Thank you so much. Oh, God. Yeah, Brandon or Andrew just blew up the comments for me because I'm half blind and I can't read them. So now they're like this big, so I can read them nice and good. But oh, what was I saying? Oh yeah. I mean, especially with movies, you're just making them bigger. But especially with movies like the new Conjuring coming out and other horror movies that are coming out here within this year. I was on the local theater that's up the street from my house. I was on their website the other day, just going ahead into the future and like the next year or whatever, seeing what movies were coming out. And there's some really there's some really good movies coming out, especially horror coming out within the next year that I'm excited to see. So yeah, I mean, with movies like all these new horrors that are coming out, I'm curious to see how well especially the new Conjuring, because like I said, I mean, those movies are always really good. I've enjoyed every one that's come out, so yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to see what these next movies that are coming out over the next year, several years, are going to do in theaters. But yeah, Brandon, I mean, if you haven't seen, not Brandon necessarily, but if you haven't seen A Quiet Place, definitely go see it, because it is such a good movie. I can't rave enough about that movie. Like I said, I mean, with it, I mentioned it a minute ago. I'm really excited for the sequel to that too. You've seen it, right?
The sequel, no.
No, not the sequel. No, you've seen the movie, right?
Yeah, I've seen it. Of course, yeah, I mean, that's one of my favorite ones so far.
Yeah, exactly. But I cannot wait for the sequel to that one, because I know that if as good as the first one was, and I wasn't even really a huge fan. I know that I said this last week, I think, but I wasn't even really a super huge fan of the original one. I just kind of thought it was kind of a boring movie. Well, miniseries, whatever you want to call it. I just thought it was kind of boring, but I mean, it was still good for what it was, but I don't know. I just kind of thought that it was boring. But they killed it with the remake that came out last year. It was such a good movie. I know Brandon, he saw it a couple different times, and he raved about it. And I know it, like I said, it shattered box office with a little over 700 million in the box office, and that's insane. Considering one, it's a remake, and two, it's about a clown. So yeah, I guess that's that. I see dead people for real.
All right.
Kelly sees dead people, apparently. All right, so moving on. Let's see. Should we do or not? Yeah, we'll do or not next. You have the clip for that movie, don't you?
Yeah.
You have the clip, right? Okay, good. So we're gonna move on to we've got our or nah segment, and I was actually. Yeah, well, we'll just never mind. I was gonna say that I was gonna say that I'm gonna combine two of them into this, but I'm not. Never mind. But we have or not. I know it's been a while since we've done this segment, but this one's always a pretty good time. So for this week's or nah segment, we have a little movie, a little European film called a Serbian film. Oh God. I actually have it right here. I own the movie. Don't ask me why, but there is a Serbian film. Right there. Mm-hmm. I bought it. I heard when it first came out. I heard horror stories and rumors about it and everything. And so I was at Best Buy just buying movies or whatever, and I saw it, and I was like, or I Best Buy or maybe I ordered it off Amazon. I can't remember, but I saw it somewhere, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I've heard about it. I'm gonna buy it, and I'm gonna see what all the fuss is about. And I bought it however many years ago I bought it, and I watched it one time, and I have not touched it since. It's been collecting dust on my shelf for years now, because I've only seen it one time, and that's really the only desire that I have to watch it is just one time. But we do have a little clip that we're going to show from a Serbian film. Granted, I can't show you much of it because it's such an intense, crazy film, but what little bit I can show you, we do have a clip. So, Andrew, if you want to roll that clip. And that was the clip from a Serbian film. Like I said, we can't really show you much, so we showed you what we could. But that alone should tell you how fucking depraved and crazy this movie is. Thanks to Andrew for that idea, because that was fucking awesome. But yeah, Serbian film. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend that you just do yourself a favor and don't see it, because it's a tough watch, to say the least. If anybody has seen it, movie totally disturbed. Baby prop is on eBay. Yeah, Brandon, that's exactly why. That's what I was getting ready to say.
Cool credits.
Yeah, but Eric, cool. Yeah, I mean that's all I can show you, because it's such a depraved, messed up movie. Because I saw it. Yeah, but Brandon, yeah, like Brandon said, the baby prop, I don't, if anybody hasn't seen it, like, I mean, I know Brandon has, anybody else, I don't know if anybody's seen it, but there's one scene in particular where, that beautiful bean footage, that's right, there's one scene in particular, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but it involves an infant, a newborn baby, and that's really all I'm going to say about it, but the baby, the infant prop, from that scene, I guess the director from the movie, whatever his, I mean, it's a foreign name, so I can't really pronounce it. But the director of the movie just recently had a like a, I don't want to say a showing, but a what's the word? A Serbian film exhibit. Like, yeah, an exhibit out in L.A. where I guess he had like props from the movie and I don't know if actors from the movie were there, but I mean it was a big exhibit. And they had the infant baby there, and like Brandon said, the infant baby from that horrible scene is on currently on eBay. And Brandon, if I'm not mistaken, I think it starting bid. It was either the starting bid or somebody did bid, but it's currently sitting at $6,000, which is insane, because who the fuck would want that? Who would want that infant baby? And one of the things that I wanted to mention, hold on, I got something that I wanted to read off. Hold on, where is it? I screenshotted it right there. Yeah, Serbian Film Exhibition in Los Angeles. The auction's description. This is what the description for the auction itself read. That's why it's in the Kelly. That's why it's in the or nah. Because, hold on, I'm getting to it. But that's why it's in the or nah segment. Because I know that it's not considered horror. I mean, it's more torture porn, snuff filmy. But it's cinema, so I'm going to talk about it. But the baby that shook the world. This is the description from the auction. The baby that shook the world. This is the original screen-used baby from a Serbian film that featured in... Hold on, make sure I can read this. Okay. In one of the most talked about... Yeah, this is why I wanted to read this. But the most talked about, praised, condemned, censored, and celebrated scenes in cinema history. First off, I don't know who in their right mind is praising or celebrating this particular scene, because it's terrible. But yeah, I mean, like I said, if you haven't seen it, the movie is... I recommend that you don't see it. Like I said, I've only watched it one time. It's been collecting dust on my shelf. Leading the way. What's TWA?
Pride the way. I don't know.
The sick modern take on Alice in Wonderland. I mean, I can kind of see where you're coming from, Brandon. The modern take on Alice in Wonderland. I mean, I kind of get the premise that you're going toward. But yeah, it is just a really, really fucked up movie. And really the only reason, Kelly, the only reason that I'm bringing this up is the fact that I saw that the baby was on eBay or whatever, and I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. Who would want that? So, but yeah, and like I said, that's why it's in the or nah segment, because I'm gonna tell you right now, spoiler alert, Serbian film's a big nah for me. Let's see. Trans world. What is this guy talking about?
I don't know what he's talking about.
All right, I'm just gonna ignore him. How could we not be? Viewers seem a little off. How could we not look this man hunk on the screen. Damn straight, Paul. I like the way you think. Thank you. But, so yeah, a Serbian film. This segment's going to be short because I can't really talk much about this movie because it's just such a depraved, terrible movie. But, like I said, this is it's a big gnaw for me. It's one that I probably will not revisit. I only watched it because just curiosity got the best of me. I'll be honest with you. Curiosity got the best of me. But, yeah, I recommend that you don't see it. What was that other movie from a long time ago? Do what?
Cannibal something? Or is it...
No. I know what you're talking about. Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. Oh God, good. Oh. Yeah, but yeah, it's a big gnaw for me. Like I said, I can't really talk much about it because I can give you the general idea that if you haven't seen the movie, the general premise of it, I'll say what I can, but the general premise is a washed-up porn star who is no longer working in the business gets approached by these gentlemen who want to put him in like art features, and he reluctantly accepts, and it's downhill from there. And that's really all I can say. It's just a downward spiral of terrible depravity. That's all I can say about it. Sinister. Oh, as a matter of fact, Kelly brings up Sinister. I just rewatched that the other day, actually. I went on a... Oh, which one do you want? Last week, actually, when I was off, on one of my off days, I went through and had a big marathon. I watched Sinister. I watched Insidious. Yeah, Insidious. I watched 3.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I watched I watched 3 of the 4. I know there's a 4th one now. I haven't seen the 4th Insidious, but watched 3 of the 4 Insidious movies, rewatched, actually rewatched the first 2. Last week when I watched the 3rd one, that's the first time that I'd seen the 3rd one. But Sinister, I watched that one as well. It has no rewatch value, but I believe anyone who likes to educate themselves in cinema should at least watch it once. It's a really well-made film, regardless of the content. Brandon, I do agree with that in some aspect. Not to change the subject from you, Kelly, because I will talk about Sinister, but Brandon makes a good point. I do kind of have to agree with him. Serbian film has no rewatch value, which I totally agree with that. I watched it one time, and I have no interest in ever watching it again. But I believe who Brandon says, I believe anyone who likes to educate themselves in cinema should at least watch it once. It's a really well-made film, regardless of the content. I do agree that as far as film-wise, as far as like cinema-wise goes, movie-wise, as far as that goes, it is a very well-made film. I do agree with that, but the content is just way too intense for me. And don't get me wrong, I like intense shit. Like, I mean, I can watch torture porn all day long, like the Saw movies and collection movies like that. What was the Eli Roth one? Hostel, like I like all those movies. I can watch those, but Serbian film was just way too far off the cuff for me. I just could not. Yeah, like it grosses me out thinking about the movie, to be honest. But yeah, Kelly, back to you. Sinister and Insidious, yeah, Sinister is a great movie. I do agree that it is totally underrated. But yeah, last week when I was off on one of my off days, I went through and I rewatched 3 of the 4 Insidious movies, and I watched Sinister. There's 2 in Sinisters now, right? There's 2 of them, right? I think I only watched the first one. I don't know if I've seen the second one or not. But yeah, the movies like that, like, I mean, I don't necessarily get scared when I watch horror movies or anything, but movies like where it has to deal with like paranormal stuff like that, like Conjuring and Insidious and things like that, like I do get creeped out, but I don't necessarily get scared. But the directors of those movies are just so good about attention to detail and putting things in where you don't expect them to be. Like, I don't know, I just really like those movies. And but yeah, they creep me out too. I do get kind of creeped out when I watch those. Oh, there's three Sinisters? I didn't know that.
I didn't know there was 3.
I didn't know there were 3. I thought there were only 2. So apparently I'm 2 behind. Is in talks to be an It 2.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, I didn't know that, Brandon. Like I said earlier, I know that they've made casting announcements for It 2. They haven't announced the entire cast, but I know that they've made a couple. I don't know exactly who. Like I said, I think Bill Hader is the only one that I know of for sure that is going to be in the sequel. Which I thought that was a really interesting choice because Bill Hader, most people know him from like Saturday Night Live and more comedic roles. But I've seen roles, or I've seen things with him in it where he's got a more serious acting approach. And he's actually a really good actor. Like Bill Hader is really, really good. So I can't wait to see him. What he can do in a, same, no, I don't know what they're talking about, but I can't wait to see Bill Hader in a movie like It, like the sequel of It. Insidious.
Oh yeah, there's 4 Insidious.
Yeah, there's 4, and yeah, because the last one was The Last Key or something like that. I haven't seen that one. And who is the cop in Sinister, Brandon? I can't remember. Like, I'm drawing a blank on who that is. I can't think of who that is. So yeah. I don't even know where. Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh, James McAvoy. That's right. Yeah, he was another one that I remembered hearing about. Andy Bean, Jessica Chastain, James Ransone. I've been cast as the adult kids so far. Yeah, okay, so they've made, 5 different casting announcements. I did know about Bill Hader, and I knew about James McAvoy, but I didn't know about the other ones. So yeah, James McAvoy is another great actor. I can't wait to see him as an adult in the Losers Club. Nun is coming out. I'm so excited. I think Nun comes out soon. That was the other one that I was trying to think of earlier. That was the next one in the Conjuring universe. That's what I was trying to think of. The Nun. The Nun. That does look really good. I'm really excited to see that one too. Like I said, I was on the theater near my house. I was on their website the other day, and looking ahead over the next year or so, and they've got some really great ones coming out. Some really good, interesting sounding titles that I'm excited to see, and The Nun is one of them. I really can't wait to see that one. But yeah, back to what I was saying about James McAvoy. Like, he's such a good actor. I don't know what the consensus is on the movie Wanted. I know it's not horror, but I fucking love Wanted with James McAvoy and Angelina Jolie. But I just thought he was really, really great in that movie. And then when Split came out, what was that, last year or the year before, from M. Night Shyamalan, McAvoy killed it as I don't even remember, Kevin, I think his name was. I can't remember his name in the movie. But McAvoy killed it as the dude in the movie with all the split personalities or whatever. And they're actually making a sequel to that one too. It's if anybody has seen Unbreakable, Unbreakable is probably one of my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movies. It's got Bruce Willis and Sam Jackson. Hands down, one of his best. Actually, yeah, I would go as far as to say it is his best. Don't get me wrong, I like Sixth Sense. Do what? I like The Sixth Sense. Village, I thought The Village was garbage. But there was what was the other movie where about the trees that, what was the fuck that called? The Happening? Is that what it was? Yeah, The Happening. The Happening, I really did kind of like. I mean, it was kind of off the wall, kind of an off the wall idea or whatever, but The Happening I thought was good. But yeah, Unbreakable. Unbreakable, to me, in my opinion, is probably the best, the best M. Night Shyamalan movie that's come out. And the sequel to Split is supposed to be I don't know if it's Split and Unbreakable are in the same universe. And the sequel, I guess you could call the sequel to both of them, I guess. A sequel to Unbreakable and Split, I guess, is going to be mainly focused on Mr. Glass, Sam Jackson's character from Unbreakable. He's going to be like the thing that I like most about the Unbreakable movie is the fact that it's like I mean, it's a superhero movie. I guess you could say it's a superhero movie, but it's so it's like it's so believable because I mean not so much the fact that Bruce Willis is invincible and his weakness is water or whatever, but I mean he's just that's not in that aspect that it's a believable, but it's just he's a normal dude, you know what I mean? He's a normal guy. He's a security guard at a football field in football stadium or whatever. Just a normal guy, and then he discovers these powers. Like I mean, it was just such a I like Bruce Willis anyway, but he's just such a it was more believable than the Avengers, you know what I mean? With people with like fucking Mjolnir and fucking Captain America's shield and shit. It says there's more messages. Are there more comments?
No. That's when a new one comes up.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it was just more believable in that aspect. And I think that's why I liked it so much. Plus, not to mention, I like Bruce Willis and I like Samuel L. Jackson. But,
Drink.
What?
Drink.
I am. My mouth gets dry. So yeah, the sequel to Split, that was another one that I wanted to talk about earlier, too. I know Split isn't necessarily considered horror. It was more like a psychological, I guess you could say. But that was another one too that I can't wait to see the sequel to come out, to see how well it does in the box office, considering how well like It and A Quiet Place and Get Out have done. What are your thoughts on the Zombieland 2 news?
I'm excited.
I think I just heard about it today, Brandon, so I don't know exactly all the details of what the news is. I don't know exactly what they announced, but I'm on board. If there are talks to be for a sequel to Zombieland, I am totally on board because I fucking love the first one. The first one is so awesome. Such a great I love zombie movies anyway. I'm a huge zombie nerd. Plus Woody Harrelson they could not have chosen a better person for the character of Tallahassee in Zombieland than Woody Harrelson. Like he just took that role and just ran with it and it was so good. So yeah, Brandon, fill me in on, like I said, I don't know exactly what was announced, but fill me in on what they said. I just saw a headline for it today, something about Zombieland 2. And I know at one point, within the last 3 or 4 years, new movie with same cast, oh, yes!
It's not going to be like that TV show that they had.
That's what I was getting ready to talk about. Yeah. I know that, within the last 3 or 4 years, there were talks of a TV show.
You didn't get to watch you didn't watch it?
I thought it got canceled before it...
It was like one episode.
Oh, really? No, I didn't know that.
On Prime.
What?
Yeah. One episode on Prime, and they didn't pick it up.
Wow, no shit. No, I didn't know that. I thought it was one of those shows where they announced it, and then it got canceled before they even made anything. I didn't know they actually shot an episode.
Yeah, they shot an episode.
Is it still on Prime? Do you know?
No, I don't think... It's been a couple years.
I'm going to have to see if I can find that on... I'll look on Prime. I'll look when I get home. I don't know. I'll try and find it somewhere, because I didn't even know about it. But yeah, Brandon, like I said, I'm totally on board with it, because I loved Zombieland. I thought the first one was fucking awesome. So yeah, I'm totally on board with it. I've been wanting a sequel to that since the first one came out anyway.
And what I was really well.
Yeah, I agree, man. It really was. But yeah, what I was going to say is apparently within the last 3 or 4 years, Andrew just told me that apparently there was an episode shot, but there was talks of a TV show that they were trying to make. Cowboy James, hi, what's up, man? But there were talks of a TV show that I guess they shot one episode and I didn't even know about it, but it got canceled and it didn't get picked up before it got canceled because I guess it just wasn't good. You watched it, right? Was it bad?
No, it was. You tried to do the same characters in the same universe, but with different people. So like.
Oh, so it was like Tallahassee and everything, but it was. I don't know about that.
If they would have done different people in the same universe, I think it would have done a lot better.
Yeah. See, I don't agree with that either. I don't like the idea that they would have the same characters. But yeah, nah.
Well, they had it on Amazon. And if you had Prime, you can watch it and vote and see if they wanted to pick it up or not.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. That must have been
first were doing. When they first were getting content on there.
Yeah, that must have been because I've only had Prime for like 2 years, so that must have been before I started getting into Prime. They shot the pilot, but I didn't think it even aired. Yeah, Brandon, I didn't either. But Andrew said that they did. It was on Amazon Prime for. Yeah, he said that.
One episode.
He said, yeah, that's what. Yeah, he said they only shot one episode. It was on Amazon Prime and then they aired it. And he said that they did a poll where people voted on whether or not they wanted to see more or if they didn't want to see more. And I guess that.
Other shows beat it out.
Yeah, other shows beat it out apparently. So, I didn't even know that it aired either. So I'm gonna have to see if I can try and find it somewhere. Somewhere's got to have it.
It's on the internet.
Yeah, somewhere's got to have it.
Put on that uTorrent and find it.
If it got canceled, it's not technically pirating. Well, no, I can't say that because Ash vs. Evil Dead got canceled too. But if it only showed one episode, they didn't make any money off of it. I can't believe what Andrew says. Brandon doesn't believe anything you say ever.
It's Brandon.
Yeah.
I'll even Google it right now. Right now.
Yeah, Google it and just throw it up like proof, Brandon. Look at this. Jesus.
Damn right, I'm gonna Google it.
Apparently, Andrew's gonna Google it and prove you wrong, Brandon. But oh shit. But yeah, like I said, I'm totally on board with the Zombieland 2. 2000, what did you say? 2019, I think you said. Yeah, due out in 2019. That is awesome. Because I mean, hell, 2018 is already halfway over. You know. Hopefully, it comes out like somewhat early in 2019 because now I'm really excited for it. Because, like I said, I'm a huge zombie nerd anyway. I love zombie movies. I love Woody Harrelson. What is it? Jesse Eisenberg? Was that the kid? That's the kid's name.
Same guy from.
I'm pretty sure it's Jesse Eisenberg. I don't really care for him too much. I think, honestly, to tell you the truth, I think he's kind of an asshole, and I don't really think he's as great of an actor as he and everybody else seems to think he is. But the dynamic between him and Woody Harrelson, I liked. But just as far as him as a human being, I don't really care for him that much. I've seen like interviews and shit with him, like doing interviews, and he just comes off as an arrogant fucking asshole, and I just don't care for him. But other than that, I like the dynamic between him and Woody Harrelson. Hey, Andrew, you messed up the video feed.
Oh, I did.
Brandon's going to call you out on it.
You did. No, I appreciate it. No, I have it hotkeyed to Z, so when I typed Z, it popped it up.
Oh, I gotcha.
My bad.
He said his bad. That was an accident.
It's Brandon's fault.
Yeah, it's Brandon's fault.
I watched it on Amazon when it came out. There it is. There's the YouTube pirated version.
Andrew, don't give a damn. Oh, you did find it? It is online?
Yeah. It's like a shitty pirated version. But yeah.
Oh. Apparently it is online. He said it's a shitty pirated version. I'm not condoning pirating, but... Jesus. Like I said, they only shot one episode. They didn't make any money off of it. All they did was lose money. They're not going to lose any more money if people watch it. And I mean, if it's impossible to find on Amazon anymore, then I mean,
it might be on there, but yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Was it an hour or was it a half hour?
A half hour.
Really? I don't know. If it was like you said it was, where they had the same characters but different actors portraying them, I don't know if I'd be a fan of it either.
I know
but
Tallahassee was a different, like in there. I don't remember if the other guys were.
Was it anybody like worth having?
No.
I'm good.
They would have done a story of their own, like.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
Comedy.
Yeah.
Like The Walking Dead would have done great.
I totally agree. But yeah, Andrew posted the link to it, so there you go. Zombieland, the TV series, though, the one and only episode. The trailer for Tremors pilot looked great, but I know, dude, I know. Oh my God, Brandon, I know. What the? Yeah, they shot. Or I think they shot the whole pilot, and they had a trailer for the pilot, and it was Kevin Bacon was coming back for it. yeah, dude, it was gonna be a Tremors TV show with Kevin Bacon. I think they shot he's the great value Michael Cera. Oh my God, that's the best possible way that you could have described Jesse Eisenberg. Great value version of Michael Cera. Oh, that is great. Yes, I love it. But yeah, Tremors, Kevin Bacon was coming back. I don't know if it was going to be, I don't know what channel it was going to be on, but Kevin Bacon was coming back to reprise his role as whatever his name was in the movie. I can't remember. Bert? No, not Bert. Whatever his name was. But yeah, I think they shot the trailer. They shot the pilot, shot a trailer for it, aired the trailer, and then they shit canned it, which sucks too, because I was pretty excited about seeing a Kevin Bacon return to the Tremors universe. Speaking of Tremors, I don't know if anybody has seen. It's on Netflix. It's the newest addition to the Tremors movie. What's it called? Cold Day in Hell or something like that. I can't remember what it is, but I watched the trailer for it today on Netflix, and oh my god, it looks so bad. It looks so bad. It looks like The Asylum. I don't know if they did it or not, but it looks like The Asylum probably produced that. You could have told me. I would have handed you one.
You're talking, bro. I don't want to interrupt. That's yours.
Oh. Oh, I thought there was more over here. But anyway, yeah, the trailer for the new Tremors movie, it's even got the dude with all the, I think his name's Bert, actually.
The crazy uncle guy that had all the guns and
yeah, that dude. Yeah. But he's still making the Tremors movies. But yeah, the trailer for it looks so bad. Apparently, the new ones fly. Apparently they fly around and they explode into fiery, huge explosions and shit. I don't know. But
worst Lex Luthor ever.
Worse Lex Luthor, worse than Spacey, and he gropes. Oh my god. Oh wow. Worst Lex Luthor ever, worse than Spacey, and he gropes teenagers. Best comment ever. But yeah, I mean, like I said, yeah, Lex Luthor, I just don't really care for Jesse Eisenberg. I don't think he's...
I feel like he was playing more of the Joker than Lex Luthor in that.
Oh, like a Joker approach to it? Yeah. I don't know. I just don't really care for him, personally. And, like, the other movies that he's in, what's, Now You See Me, about the magicians? Now You See Me, like, I love those movies, but I just don't care for him. Oh yeah, back to Tremors. Yeah, it sucks. I was really excited, Brandon, about the Tremors TV show with Kevin Bacon. I really wanted to see that. And like I said, I was excited to see a return of Kevin Bacon to that universe, because he was him and is his name Burt Ward? No, that's fucking Robin from who the fuck that's Robin from Batman. Kevin or what the hell's his name? Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon and the other guy. I can't think of the other guy's name from the first Tremors. They were just so good. I don't know if the other guy from the first one was good, from the first and second one. I don't know if he was going to be in the TV show too or not, but Killer O-Face. What's up, Killer O-Face? I don't know if he was going to be in the TV show or not, but I think that would have been cool to have like a reuniting of Kevin Bacon and that guy. But yeah, I mean, it sucks that it got canceled. I haven't seen the trailer for it either. I haven't watched the trailer for it. I was going to the other day, but I think I got sidetracked and didn't. But yeah, I mean, like, back to the Netflix one, the new Tremors on Killer of Ace. Oh. Oh my god. I thought it was Killer O-Face, like Killer Orgasm Face. That's what I thought. My bad, dude. My bad. Killer O-Face. I'm going to call you Killer O-Face because I think it's funnier. Yeah, Burt Gummer. Killer O. God damn, I'm not going to be able to stop looking at that now. Sorry, man. Sorry, I mispronounced your name. But yeah, I mean, I was excited for the TV show, but the new one on Netflix, it looks fucking horrible. I don't know if anybody has seen the trailer or not, but it seriously looks bad. And honestly, to tell you the truth, the first and the second one are the only two good ones out of that entire series. Like, I think it's on HBO Go or something like that. It's all good, fine. Call me what you want.
You should go by for now.
Yeah, Killer O-Face. But But yeah, the first and the second one in that series are the two best ones out of the entire series. Everything after the second one, I really don't think are really that great. I mean, the effects in them are terrible. Acting is spotty, and I mean, it's really not that great. But the first two Tremors movies, I fucking love the Tremors. They're so good. The first two.
After that.
Yeah, after that, it's a steep decline in quality. So yeah. We've talked about Tremors now. Hell yeah, that was. Yeah. Well, you do have a kill of the week, right? All right. Thanks to Brandon Pruitt, we have a kill of the week. This week is a Phantasm kill of the week, so this will be a good one. Phantasm's always had some really good kills in it, I think. So yeah, we've got a kill of the week. We're going to move on to that segment. We've got kill of the week. Like I said, it's from Phantasm. If you haven't seen them, the Phantasm movies are classic horror cinema. Like these movies scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Actually, like the Tall Man was just always a really creepy dude. I never got the opportunity to meet Angus Scrimm. I know Brandon did. I know Brandon met him at a convention. I know several other people that have met him. Always said that he was a super nice guy, super kind dude. How fast I can distract you. It really is. You'll lose that amazement quickly, though, because I get distracted easily. But see, you distracted. I can't even remember what the hell I was talking. Oh, Angus Scrimm. I never got the opportunity to meet him before he passed away, but from what I hear, I know Brandon said that he's a super nice guy. Other people that I know, I thought the downstairs neighbors were fucking.
You keep hitting the table.
Oh, that's what it is. I keep hitting the table. My bad, man. But yeah, Angus Scrimm. Did you ever watch the show? Oh man, did you ever watch the show Masters of Horror? If anybody has ever watched the show Masters of Horror, it was an anthology show back years ago, probably 8 to 10 years ago, or something like that, on Showtime. And Angus Scrimm was in an episode called an incident on and off a mountain road, I think is what it was called. And he played a really crazy dude that was locked in this dungeon type thing for years and years and years, and he's completely lost his mind. But he was so good in that episode. I actually think I might do an episode of this on Masters of Horror one time, because there are some golden episodes in that show. But yeah, Angus Scrimm from Phantasm as the tall man from these movies. If you really want, I might have to take you up on that. I'll take you up on your shovel and I'll just go dig up the poor man. But yeah, this is as the tall man, he always kind of freaked me out as a kid, but this is the kill of the week. It's from Phantasm. So we'll get into this. And so here we go. I think Andrew's got it queued up.
You just gotta mute yourself.
So yeah, that was from Phantasm. Do what?
There you go.
Oh, so yeah, that was from the movie Phantasm. That little orb, that little silver orb, that thing's fucking nuts. I remember that the Phantasm movies have some incredibly cool kills with nothing but that little orb with the spikes and shit coming out of it. But So yeah, that was Phantasm. Like I said, it stars Angus Scrimm as the Tall Man. It's been so long since I've seen the movies, I really can't even remember any other names that are in that movie or in those movies. I know recently, Brandon, didn't they recently come out with another sequel here within the last couple of years? I think. I don't think I've ever seen it, but I don't even remember what it was called.
That Phantasm, are you ready to come out?
Yeah, Phantasm.
Phantasm too.
No, there was another one that they came out with just like a year or two ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like a brand new, yeah. So yeah, that was the kill of the week. So moving on, Brandon actually sent part 5 that's right, for part 5 like a year or so. But Brandon sent a trailer. I really want to show this trailer. Brandon sent a trailer to our cinematic reality crew group, Facebook group that we have a few days ago. And when I first watched this trailer, I'm just going to tell you right now, this trailer has nothing to do with horror. It's not a horror movie.
It's the Heckles part.
Yeah, it's the Heckles part of Heckles and Horror. Yeah, Ravager. That's right. That's what the newest Phantasm was called. But yeah, the trailer that we're going to show isn't necessarily horror. It's a comedy movie. But when Brandon sent this trailer to us the other day and I watched it the first time, oh my god, man, especially on one part in particular, I was fucking rolling. Oh my god. So yeah, we're going to show this trailer. Like I said, it's a comedy. I'm not usually super keen on seeing comedies in theaters, but I think I might have to make this an exception because this movie really does look hilarious, especially because Melinda, another reason why what was I going to say? Yeah, Melissa McCarthy, I don't really care for her too much, but I don't like to see comedies and I don't really care for Melissa McCarthy, but I think I might have to make an exception for this movie because it really does look hilarious. But we're going to show a trailer for a movie called The Happy Time Murders. It's about,
we'll see.
Yeah, you'll see. It's pretty self-explanatory once you watch the trailer. So here we go with the trailer for Happy Time Murders.
I love seeing this. Hi, folks.
Well, it's a great price. One of those makes me wish I had a dick for you to suck.
What? Take that as a yes?
You the most decorated house in this department. What do you see?
Rubber got on me.
This wasn't the boundaries, was it?
Welcome.
Still carpet.
Hey, handsome. Looking for some riding cotton? I'm a woman. That's okay. You had a good time to you.
We're gonna catch the bastards who did these murders. The spies and stuff like that.
You're one of the best damn cops I've ever seen. 100 batteries.
Some of the fucking FBI. Hey, it says there for a fucking big idiot. Oh, sorry about your dead human friend, Phillips. It's still on.
She's servicing a client.
Sounds good.
You're back.
So yeah, that was the trailer for Happy Time Murders. Like I said, I think it looks fucking hilarious. That part where he's fucking the puppet in the office. The first time when Brandon sent that to us the other day, the first time I watched it, when that part popped up, I was fucking rolling. Like I said, I don't really like to see, I'm usually only like to see like action movies or horror movies in theaters, because it's a totally different experience when you watch an action movie or a horror film in theaters than it is when you watch it at home, as compared to if you watch a comedy in theaters, it's always just going to be as funny as it would be if you watch it at home. So I feel like it's a waste of money to see comedies in theaters, but I think that one really, really does look funny. So that one might be an exception. But yeah, thanks to Brandon. I'd never even heard of it until Brandon sent it to us the other day. And like I said, I thought it looked hilarious. So yeah. Oh, there it is. Sounds like there's two things playing.
Oh, there it is.
Type of thing happening.
Tell me we had a problem with the sound.
It sounds like it's coming through a long tunnel.
So yeah, so it does fuck up.
Yeah, so it does fuck up. We didn't know. See, because we've got this TV up, and I think it's interfering with. I think the something with the TV is interfering with the. Yeah, the TV is messed up. Like the screen itself works, but I know that there's something wrong with it. And I think it's probably interfering with the microphones. That was our bad. God damn, this episode is nothing but technical shit going wrong. But so yeah. Well, that's really all I got for tonight. This is going to be a short episode.
Did the other ones fuck up?
Did the other ones what?
The other videos fuck up?
Yeah, were the other videos fucked up? Which other one? Oh, were the Phantasm and the... What was the other one? Did we show another one? I think that was the only one.
Yeah, just the credit scene.
Oh, yeah. Before we go, were the other videos messed up too? Because if so, then we'll just stop using this TV as the comment monitor. So let us know. Because I don't know. All right, well, nobody's saying it. What are you recording on? Yes, they said they were fucked up too.
All right. Then yeah, it's in the...
Yeah, it's the TV then. That was our bad. We didn't know going into it, so we'll nix the TV for next time. I'll just go back to using the phone. Like I always do.
No, we'll just get another TV.
Yeah, or we'll just buy another TV. Fuck it.
Right.
Yeah, Kill of the Week was fucked up too.
That's what we need.
All right. Thank you for the heads up. Yeah, it was fucked up on our end too, but we didn't know if maybe it would sound right to you guys. Like, I don't know. But thanks for the heads up. We will fix it next time. I know that we can buy a fucking cheap TV for at a pawn shop for $20. Yeah. So
this TV is broken.
Yeah, this TV is broken.
I don't use it.
Yeah. So yeah, now we know for next time. That was our bad. Sorry about that. Next time it will be better, I promise. Could just switch the scene and have Mike muted.
Mike was muted.
Yeah, the mic was muted. I muted every time
the whole damn time.
Yeah, I mute it every time we show trailers or anything like that. I always mute the mic because then me and Andrew gives us a chance to just talk and bullshit while you guys watch. But so yeah, I think that's gonna do it for us tonight. I don't have a movie. I know typically we do a movie for the next episode or whatever, but I know since we've been getting pinged with like copyright shit and stuff lately, I feel like we probably shouldn't do that anymore. So chances are we probably won't do that anymore. But so yeah, I don't have one for next week. But other than that, we're gonna end this episode on that note. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I will be back next week, next Tuesday. So tune in then, and I will see you guys later. See ya.